See you next time on Down Under Dictionary.
Nothing airy-fairy about it. Patrick Antonius is killing this game and planning his next vacation right at the table.
Where are you going?
Rio.
You got a plane going there?
Yeah, we have like the best private plane you can have. Cost like 150,000, 200,000.
Well, as action continues, Phil Ivey not interested in his 10-7 offsuit, but plenty of interest in Patrick's private plane to Rio.
Direct?
Yeah, if you get a couple people, I'm ready to pay like 50 for it.
He's already won enough money tonight to pay for the whole charter. Well, action continuing. Masa Kagawa could care less about the jet. He raises to 5,500. Tony G folds.
What day are you leaving?
28. 27th or 28th? 28.
We're gonna golf?
Yes.
We're gonna play Chinese?
Yes.
I'm very tempted. I think I'm gonna go.
It's a nice trip. 10, 11 days in Brazil. It can't be too bad.
No, it can't be too bad. Chris Ferguson, ace queen.
Oh, you mean there's a hand going on?
Yes.
Well, I guess the days that a player with Patrick's talent would have to settle for first-class commercial are over. And there goes Chris raising, making 15,000.
Far too plebeian first class. Jawanda folds.
It's a business trip for me. No, I need to work. That's why I'm going there.
Antonius is going to fold.
I guess he can write it off.
And Kagawa, paying no nevermind to the guys around him, makes the call.
Well, Ferguson in great shape here. He has Masa completely dominated.
So 2 to the flop, 10-8 deuce on the flop, 2 spades.
Ferguson's still in great shape. He's in position with the best hand, and he's probably going to fire a continuation bet here and pick it up.
Kagawa check to him.
Well, he's never going to do anything quickly, but I suspect there will be some type of wager here.
20,000.
There it goes.
20,000 to wager. And that's going to be enough. Kagawa folds. Ferguson will take down 33,600 Australian dollars in that hand. So Chris Ferguson rakes in the pot. Meantime, Phil Ivey and Patrick Antonius working on their samba. We're back with the FullTiltPoker.net Aussie Millions Cash Game Invitational. Once again, I'm Barry Tompkins alongside my partner Howard Lederer. Let's take a look at the current standings. We've got half our table in the black, and Patrick Antonius still our big winner, while his would-be traveling companion, Phil Ivey, has a lot of catching up to do. Well, the blinds 400 and 800, the ante $100. First action with John Jawanda in this hand. And he'll throw away a queen 9. Alezra likewise won't play. Nor will Antonius. But Phil Ivey will play, it appears.
Wow, it seems like that 6-deuce offsuit has a hypnotizing effect on some of our players. We've seen that hand played twice. I really have no explanation for that.
Tony G calls. Now Chris Ferguson, who also will call with a king 8. Gus Hansen checks his option. So 4 players to the flop. On the flop, king, queen, 9, and Ferguson has paired his king.
Well, Ferguson decides to let someone else bet his hand. Gus checks also.
Now Phil Ivey, and he's going to make it 3,000 with a 6-deuce.
Well, he's got complete air. He's obviously going to get at least called by Chris.
Tony G laid his hand down. Now Ferguson.
One would expect, well, he just calls. He could have raised there. Probably would have won the pot.
Hansen folds, so to the turn.
Ivy's drawing dead to runners.
9 of diamonds on the turn. And a check from Ferguson.
You see 100% there next to Chris's hand. Unless he folds, he's going to win this hand.
And Ivy's going to make it 8,000.
Can't really see Chris folding here for 8. He calls.
And it doesn't look like Phil Ivey is thrilled to see that call. And an ace of spades on the river. So Ferguson in great shape.
Yeah, but that's a bit of an ugly card, Barry. You never like seeing that overcard come out there, particularly when you have a king in your hand. A lot of hands that Ivey might have been pushing there might have had an ace in it. Any of those gut shot straight draws, ace jack or ace 10 for sure.
Well, Ivey has made it 25,000 with just a 6 high.
Well, Ivey's fired the third bullet here on this 3 street bluff. Ferguson surely beat unless Ivey is bluffing. Wow, he lays it down.
And Phil Ivey picks up more than $50,000 on a stone-cold bluff.
Great play by Ivey. Well, if you're going to play a 6-deuce offsuit, that's how you do it. He looks pretty satisfied with himself.
Well, we've all become pretty used to seeing that man rake in the chips. In fact, many believe he may be the best of all time.
Phil Ivey works harder than everybody else. He tries harder, and he's as talented as anybody out there.
Phil Ivey's probably the top player in the world today.
I don't know, he's just scary. He plays all the games really well. It's terrifying.
Best player in the world.
A great cash game player, you have to know when to go on for the kill.
Calling.
It's kind of more of a feel thing. You have to know when it's time to stay and play longer, when you should quit. You have to really get to know yourself and get to know your opponents.
His focus is unparalleled. It's his approach to the game. I mean, he's played so many hours, and he just understands how to be full-out aggressive, but at the same time, he knows when to back off.
You just have to go to battle with him and try to eke out your edges as much as you can, because he's going to apply pressure at all times.
Set him up. Do a lot of flat calling, a lot of limping, investing a lot of little chips to try and set him up for a big pot. That's all you can do. You try and play power poker against him, you're
Am I the best cash game player? It comes down to how you're playing at the time, you know? It's not something that's tangible. It's not something you can just answer and say, you know, I'm the best or he's the best. It's just day in and day out, you know, I get the job done.
Well, I think it might be a bit premature to talk about Phil as the best of all time. His career is a bit young, but the best right now, I think we can start having that conversation.
Let's go to gamble. Let's go to shoot dice.
Okay.
Let's leave these guys.
I make money to gamble. That's my whole life. Some people make money to save it.
Yeah, I know.
And right there in microcosm, you have the story of Phil Ivey. He's a player. Action starts with Alesra. He folds. Antonius with a king-9 suited. And he's going to raise it up to 2,500. Phil Ivey looking at a 7-deuce suited.
Well, that's a fine hand compared to the last hand he played, Barry.
And it appears he's going to play it the same way. He raises to 8,500. And a fold. And another fold.
It looks like Phil's finding another gear here. He'd been awfully quiet for the first little bit after he sat down.
And the action back to Antonius, who makes the call. So 2 players to the flop, 2 very good players.